Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leather Supply, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a Leather Element, drop it in the comment box below. Also, if you want to know when our videos release, just click your notifications. You'll know exactly when these come out. So how about a shop tricks? I'm hoping there's something here that's going to help us out. And we're going to start with one where there can be a little confusion. The wooden strap cutter is one of the most useful yet least expensive tools in my shop. I'm going to use this on almost every project. Now the blades for this, it's a smaller blade. There we go. Smaller blade, and it's got two holes in it. Easy to identify, but it can be confusing because right here is our skiver blade, our skiver and our lace cutter. Now, these are not interchangeable. Well, yes and no. In a pinch, and only in a pinch. We can use one of our skiver blades in our wooden strap cutter, but there's a problem. When we load that in, we've got a lot of extra, very sharp blade. We are absolutely going to cut ourselves and or our project. So, as a temporary measure, we can always take some tape. Let's wrap that around that multiple times just to be safe. But there's another option here. We can actually break one of these blades, and I say break because I've got a high-end pair of shears, will not cut one of these. That's some serious steel. But let's say we're going to snap this blade off. So to get to about the same length so that our blade is within our arms, we need to snap this off just at the bottom of that O. So let's start with a pair of glasses, safety glasses, absolutely. Let's take a pair of wire cutters and a pair of needle nose. So right here, I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to put those just at the bottom of that oblong. Now, this is not a perfect process by any means. So now I'm going to take my wire cutters, I'm going to break this off, but I'm going to press downward. Again, trying to be safe. So let's see if we can get that to snap off. There we go. Okay, now I still have two pieces there. So let's do our best to break those off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so our blade, pretty good shape. Yeah, almost perfect. Well, so again, that's going to sit within. We don't have extra blade hanging out. But before we do anything, these three pieces, I've got a dead blade box right here. Let's make sure we get all three pieces in that box, because right there, I don't want that floating around somewhere in my shop. There we go. All right, good. Now the next one up is our leather lace cutter. This has got blades that typically look just like our standard box cutter blades. They are not. They're smaller and a little bit different shape. So I would say when we get one of these, order an extra pack of blades. There's only 5 in the pack, so it's not terribly expensive, but that'll make sure we have the right blade when we need it. Here's another point that's always been confusing. On edgers, the size and the number are not consistent across manufacturers. So what we need to look for is the size and not the number. So great example right here. These are our Master Tools edgers. Little bit of a sales pitch, absolutely. But I've used a bunch of edgers. These are my absolute favorite. These are not cheap imports. This is a quality tool. In fact, made in Ohio. But that larger handle, that fits comfortably in my hand, so therefore, I'm going to have good control. All right, end of sales pitch. Let's step back over to the original thought. So, we've got 4 sizes here. 0, 1, 2, and 3. The 0, that's a 1/32 inch. That's good for 3 to 4 ounce, or a 0.7 millimeter. That's going to take off a very small amount of leather. The next up, one of my 2 favorites. This is a number 1. This is a 3/64 inch, or 1.1 millimeter. This is perfect for 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Again, it's not taking off much, but that's perfect for the lighter weight leathers. Next up is our number 2. This is a 1/16 inch, perfect for 8 to 9 ounce. That's a 1.6 millimeter. So on an 8 to 9 ounce, yeah, there we are. We're taking off a good bit more leather. Now, the next up, one I rarely use, this is the number 3. This is a 7/64 inch. That's just a hair less than an 1/8 of an inch, about 2.7 millimeters. So right here, and this is a great tool to have in our shop, a nice little leather gauge. We sell these, not terribly expensive. But when I weigh this leather out, that's about a 13 ounce. So let's try a number 3 on this. Wow, that takes off a lot of leather. So saddle skirting, most likely, but let's try on the flesh side. Yeah, when we look at that, that actually comes to a point, not what we're looking for. But again, the number 1, 3/64 inch, 1.1 millimeter, and the number 2, 1/16 inch, 1.6 millimeter, those are the 2 I use in my shop on almost every project. And over to the most used tool in our shop, the rotary or revolving punch. Now, a little bit of a sales pitch, but you'll see where I'm going. This to me is one of the best on the market, quality versus price. That is a solid tool. Best part, we've got replaceable tubes. So as those wear out, we sell all the replacement sizes. So again, easy to replace, but it may not be our tube. Here's a great example. So right here, when I close that tube down, let's see if we can see that. Can we see a little bit of daylight on the back side of that tube? Well, when we go to punch, that is not going to come out. That's a headache. Now we have to find an awl. We have to press that out. Most likely, we're going to have to tear it out on the back. This is an easy fix. So right here, revolving punches have an arm. So let's loosen this arm. Okay, now let's progress to our largest tube. Let's bring that down square on our anvil, and I can see that. That sits squarely across that. Let's take this arm, and now let's tighten this down. Good, okay. And now just about any tube is going to be flat on that anvil. In fact, let's just pick one. There we go. That hole punches clean, easy, not a lot of wear and tear on our forearm. For those of us that make a lot of wallets, a card slot punch is a huge help in our shop. Now, we can always cut these by hand, but there's a couple of problems. First off, if we have multiple, it's hard to get those to a consistent distance, and even a little bit off, we're going to see that. But secondly, because we're cutting that on both ends with a little bit of use and no time at all, that's going to start to tear. So let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We've got what's called a card slot punch. Great for us wallet makers. So right here, that's a 57 millimeter. That's 2 1/4 inches. Great for the width of our cards. Right there, that's an 87 millimeter, 3 1/2 inches. That's good for our width. So let's just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's make these clean and consistent, but also durable. So right here, it works just like a chisel. There we go. And we've got a clean, consistent slot. Now, when we put a card in that, yeah, it's a little bit tight. Okay, let's take this a step further. We're going to add durability into this. So with our revolving punch, we don't need a large hole here. I might say the 2nd or 3rd up on our revolving punch, but let's punch both ends of that cut. Good, there we go. Now, first off, we've opened that up just a little bit. Yeah, a little easier in and out, but also the durability, that's going to last. If we use the right tool for the job and we keep our blades sharp and maintained, the outcome of our project is definitely going to show that. And if that happens, then I am certain we're enjoying the time in our shop, and that's what's important. Thanks for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.